My name is David Kamanzi, and today I want to talk to you about starting your business small, because I had to start my business where I was. I had to look for the things I needed to start the business. And starting your business small, I had to start with anything. And then by that time, I was doing the bottle correction. Those were during those days when I was still living on the streets, 9 years old, no experience in business, and so I had to start where I was, and then it was on the street, and I remembered, on the street people throw things, and people would throw empty bottles and all kind of trash on the streets. And I remembered I had seen a friend who was selling what they call bushera. Bushera, the people drink bushera, but she lacked enough containers, and there were all these reusable bottles that people were using and throw on the trash. So my starting small was, correcting everything I had, correcting all these bottles. But the first I had to go talk to this lady. Do you need the bottles in big numbers? And she said, yes, they would be helpful. And we bargained, and I knew how much she was going to be paying me. And so I corrected the bottle. Each day I made sure that I correct 100 bottles. And so I corrected them, and I assured her that I will be correcting $100, 100 bottles each day for your business. And so I made sure I woke up in the morning and started correcting bottles. And so slowly by slowly, her business did very well, because she had containers, she had people to come and have drinks and could buy and take with them. And there was a lot of demand for her business. So I realized, I think I will need, as she began to ask me, would you come up to 500 bottles? So I realized, my business was growing, so I needed help. And so I told the children I had on the streets, we need more reusable empty bottles to correct more, so that we can hit that target, give this lady the bottles to sell her drinks. So I then asked my fellow street boys to help me, and by then I needed just 4 boys plus me. So each day, 5 of us, we made sure that we were going to correct each 100 bottles. So what we did, I realized that the bottles on the trash were not going to be enough. So I talked to the business owners, hotels, in all these places where they were selling, doing drinks, and I asked them if I could correct their bottles, and then I use them for my businesses. And so they said, you will be helping us with the trash. And I had no problem correcting trash, and because also I had cracked a deal with the town council, and who were correcting trash, and said, we will be correcting some of the trash in this garbage area. And so all these people needed my help. So I went and I asked them, we need to correct, we want these bottles, if each time your customer uses it, please, this is where I will make sure that you keep this for me on the side, and I will be coming and correcting them. And remember, from 100 that I used to correct each day, I asked my 4 other boys on the streets, and I gave them a target and say, each one of you will correct 100 bottles. So exciting. So we made sure that each boy was going to correct 100 bottles as a target. So each corrected 100, and so we had 500. You see how from 100, from just 300 bottles to 100, now we are correcting 500. And so our capital grew. We had money each day to meet our needs.